Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to your daily tarot reading for Saturday, November 28th, 2020. Let's see what the energy for today is going to be all about. Let's get these cards shuffled up and put on the table. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the weekend so far, and perhaps you've got some plans going on today. Perhaps you're just planning on doing some chores, or maybe you're just going to have a nice lazy day and chill out, regroup, reground, and sort of just get yourself energized for the rest of the weekend as well as for the week. Either way, let's see what these cards have to say and what we may want to keep in mind and utilize for our strategies as we get through our day today. And let's put this last pile down. There we go. And today, I'm feeling a pretty strong vibe right from this first pile. So let's see what we have for a card, shall we? And we have the Tower. So let's talk a bit about this major arcana card and what it means to us. Now, a lot of times when people see the Tower, they get into this whole anxiety of, oh gosh, what's going on and all of that. So let's understand some things about the Tower. First and foremost, it's a major arcana card, so it's things that we can't change, but certainly things that we can cope with, manage through, deal with, and most importantly, face and move forward, which is what better part of the major arcana cards are all about. So when we look at this card itself, and some things that come to mind from a key standpoint is revelations. Some things that just aren't what they've appeared to be start to reveal themselves. And you start to see things as they really are versus how they were in your mind and how you perceive them to be. Let's remember, perception is reality once again. So you may have perceived your reality. Well, this card is about to say to you, well, no, this is your real reality. And this is what you need to know. And this is what you need to cope with, manage, face, that sort of thing. So there can be some chaos with that, right? This card obviously is hitting a tower with lightning. There's a lot of flame, there's a lot of smoke, there's a lot of debris flying around. So certainly there's some destruction that can come with really hearing the truth for the first time. More importantly, really seeing the truth for the first time. So this card is all about these things being sudden, about suddenly realizing something, suddenly getting a revelation. That's where we're at. And because it's sudden, of course, it's unexpected. Because it's unexpected, it's always going to cause some form of change in our pattern, in our life, in what we're doing. Some people may consider that a loss. Other people may consider that tragic or devastating or a disaster. But others will just look at it and say, you know what? This is clearing the road for me. These things that I thought I knew and that I thought I believed in weren't actually real. They weren't true. They weren't anything but a figment of my own perceived reality. But now that I've faced that, now that I've cleared that block out of my way, I've got a brand new foundation to build off of based upon my own known truths. And I also have a clear path now that I can go down without having to riddle through this monstrosity of debris. So when we look at this card, it can obviously be full of negative connotations. I take it a step further. I just look at it for things being revealed to me that really I didn't know or I perceived to be differently. But now that I know the truth, I can actually work with that and move forward in a lot of different ways. Now, this card doesn't necessarily have to be divorce or breakups. It certainly could, of course. But the reality of it is, it can be small things in your life that are being revealed to you that you need to change. And by small, I don't mean like, okay, I got to change my toothpaste. I mean things in your life that by changing them will have a greater impact upon your path, your well-being, and things going down the road. So it doesn't necessarily have to mean breaking up or leaving or missing a person in your life, but it certainly does mean that there are things in your life that are about to be revealed to you that will change a lot of the way that you see things. And more importantly, it's going to change the way on how you present things and how you present yourself and how you move going forward. So when we look at this thing, one thing I always bring up with this reading with people and clients is understand that even though this may be uncomfortable, even though this may be unwanted and certainly not something that we want to go through, it's most important that we really know that whatever is collapsing, whatever is being revealed to us, whatever that non-truth is, it was never fit for our life to begin with. It was never a good fit. It was never going to work. If you've ever played the game Jenga, you know how when you get in those blocks towards the end, it's a tenacious balancing act, but it's built on something that's really only one log or two logs strong. So it's not going to work. And no matter what would happen, if we waited longer and this didn't happen to us now, then that could mean that even more destruction, more chaos could come down the road. So sometimes it's better that it happens when it happens. And understand the universe knows when it should happen. And this is why it's happening at this moment in time. Because you're ready for it, because you're prepared for it, and because this will ultimately benefit you. This is a good time for you to recalibrate your life, recalibrate your thoughts, recalibrate your approach to certain things in your life. Now, from a shadow standpoint, it's most important that we remember things that we do not want to do in the energy of this card today. First and foremost, we don't want to start conflicts with others. If there's a potential brewing conflict, stay clear of it. You don't need to involve yourself in that. If someone's beginning a conflict with you, take the higher path, walk away. It's not a good time to actually get into the he said, she said, this and that's of that sort of thing. Stay away from any type of purposeful trouble. Either you making it yourself or people around you making it. Not a good time to be involved in purposeful trouble, so stay away from it. Not that there's any good time to get into purposeful trouble, by the way. Just want to put that caveat in there as well. And be aware that breaking others down will not make us feel better about ourselves, nor lift us up. So be more of that person that is encouraging, more so than that person that tries to break things down for people and crush their hopes, always come up with a negative thought for every positive thing that they're saying, that sort of thing. So long story short, this is a dramatic card. The bottom line is this card reminds us in any situation that we have presented today or the next day, don't overreact. Understand that everything happens for a reason, and that reason is going to be ultimately benefiting us. Understand this is a good time to recalibrate some things in your life, both personal, professional, and outward. Understand too, we don't want to get into he said, she says. It's just a good time to take the high road. Whatever is coming our way, deal with it, move forward with it, and let's not be over dramatizing of any one situation. This card is all about that as well. So when you understand this card, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have a sudden impact, devastating major life event. It could, of course. But it also means that you really have to look at things. Don't be over dramatizing. Don't overreact to everything that's going on around you. Understand, it's a reminder that it's also meaning that you are much stronger than you think you are. Understand, it wants you to remember that it's not worth the time to get into the mud with somebody right now. And understand that no matter what goes on over the next day or two, this is clearing your path to move forward. So a longer reader today, but I tend to do that when I get a card like this because I really think we need to understand this card fully versus just seeing its card for face value and going through our day wondering and worrying. So I hope you enjoyed the reading. I look forward to seeing you all again tomorrow. No matter what happens today, be well, be safe, and as always, be blessed.